Okay? It's not hard to do if you just listen and learn. So today we got Ed here, we got ECAT's fantastic, we got Luna, we got Sam, we got Ronnie, that's good too, and all these other people. We got to have some fun. Now let's understand something today. I'm going to tell you what I want you to do, and you're going to have to get used to me because I'm going to boss you around. Okay? I'm not going to tell you what you think of this and that. No, I'm going to tell you what to do. We're going to get to the process. We learn how to play the game. So let's do this. Let's continue to do our boxes. Very simple. I want you to understand how things worked before and currently now. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Now, what you're writing here is this is going to represent a corporation. A corporation, and we're going to put the word an M in the box. This is going to become a management company, okay? A management company, these are divisions. We created a line of defense. Line of defense. What does this mean for all of us to understand how to play the game? Today, I'd say let's look at basically 1984, then 85, okay? Back a long time ago. So what happened is your banks, the banks are very simple. They're bankrupting locations. They have branches. Let's understand branches. Each branch is a corporation, okay? And that's what they have. So what I did before 1984, I did the same thing. 1984, we had branches. In other words, we had corporations owning corporations. Over here, this corporation owned this corporation. Then owned this corporation. These are basically called subsidiaries. So that's what happened in 84. 1985, it changed. 1985, I created what's called division process. The ability to do separation of liability. I'm not here to be an attorney, but I will show you public record what you can actually do for yourself to protect you and your family. That's the ultimate goal. So let's understand. They are doing what's called a line of, right? This is a tax balancing situation. They have a corporation. They have corporations owning corporations. This is called a line of defense. So let's write down the line of defense, okay? This is the IRS. These are the bullies. And the reality is they're in charge. No matter what we do, they're in charge. Understand? The IRS is in charge, period. So we do this. They're doing tax balancing. That's what the banks are doing today. They're bankrupting 21,000 locations if you look online. All these credit cards are actually settling lawsuits and all kinds of crap towards the end of the year because they're actually offsetting their taxes. Debt offsets taxes. And that's what they're doing now because January 1st, it'll be let's ready to go. So what's going to happen today is understand. You have some choices. We're going to go back on this side over here to you. We're going to write down an SS5 equals SSN equals 1040 tax return. And that's what you do, okay? We get a paycheck, it is taxed, we get the leftover. That's happened to us every time we get a paycheck if you work for a company or get a paycheck. You're taxed, you get the leftover. Then you have to pay tax on everything you touch anyway. So again, what are we going to do here? Now understand, all right, we're going to talk about you, and let's say you're married. So we have a U and we have a W, okay? So there are two U's, which means we have husband and wife being one, okay? Our problem we have in today's world is you're looking at things on social media, being rich, do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm from old school. Okay, I've been teaching and preaching for 49 years. BS doesn't, flatter me. BS just doesn't pay the bills. It's called BS. I wrote a book like that too. So as we go through this process, understand how to win, and I created my first system called Winning the Game of Business years ago. So now it's on. Okay, somebody had an audio problem. There was an echo. There's an echo. There's an echo. Okay, you're fixing the echo? Fantastic. I got these great engineers here. Social media people, they're the best of the best. All right, so guess what we're going to do? Okay, so today I'm going to tell you what I want you to focus on. And I want you to focus on income. I don't care what all that crap out there is, get rich, blah, 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 okay? We're going to focus on income. What you're going to do right now is you're going to write down, okay, $64.20 is what you need monthly, or, all right, you need $10,000, okay? Again, this is what you're going to write down. We're going to focus on income, liability, and get to the $1 million dream. Is that okay with you? We're actually going to accomplish the goal, because everything else is a bunch of hooey. Now, here we have this house, and let's pretend today you're going to listen 100%. I'd love if you do. The house. We became one, husband and wife, because under God's eyes in that book we're all trying to live by, which is almost impossible. Even as a pastor, I have a hard time too. So what do? You husbands and wives never buy the house jointly. Joint house is kind of silly and dumb, okay? I'm going to say we follow stupid, we're not stupid. Understand the difference? We're not stupid, we follow stupid. We all do, even including me. We don't buy a house joint because that makes no sense. Now, I'm Ray Reynolds, the Godfather of Credit. I help set up the system behind the scenes when I'm training Ken Yarborough, TRW experienced security chief in late 70s, 80s, and 90s, okay? I wrote basically the 28% rule and the oldest card. This is the way it's actually working, so understand. We're going to dive into that too. So here's a house. When you buy a house, it's escrow, close, homestead, trust. Most of you don't even know what a homestead is. You never put irrevocable trust. You kind of screw that up too. That's not the biggest problem you have. It's liability. So what happens is you should have had the escrow, close, homestead, trust before you got the keys to the house. Because you bought the house in your name, the whole world knows you own it. Okay? You got all that, flyers and cars and you want a wall, you want a pool, you want this, all that junk mail forever and ever. Until you get rid of junk mail, the only way to do that is to literally opt out, and it's a phone number to call for 5 years for a lifetime, and you can go paperless and automatic payment, so you're not on the mailing list, but it's up to you to learn that too. So again, we're going to bulletproof ourselves to protect our family first. House, one person buys a house. So you decide, husband and wife, who you are, that's up to you. One of us. That's all we are, it's one. Now the difference is the house payment for 24 years is all interest anyway. The last 6 years is actually when you pay off the house if you choose to. Now you get a paycheck. All right, they take away your money, they tax, you get the leftover, but a house payment gives you basically money back on your tax return. The interest is the only write-off we really have. So when you hear some ding-dong out there who's watching me right now, I heard he was watching today, okay, so guess, hi Grant, how you doing? Okay, what did you do? Very simple. One of your people told me you're going to watch because, all right, you're a client from past years anyway, and I keep an eye on you, you keep an eye on me. That's kind of fun. When you hear a ding-dong say, don't buy a house, because he has a $50 million house, that's called stupid. He's showing the world how stupid he was. That's in my opinion, okay? But what do? Let's understand something. House payment offsets taxes. If we're taxed on our paycheck, how do we get anything back? It's the house payment. You're not going to buy a $50 million house because that's stupid. Nobody should do that in the first place. But again, what do? Okay, one of you buy the house. In the future, write down you're going to buy the house to a trust. You're going to buy it from an irrevocable trust. Write that down as well, okay? Now, we have a problem today, okay? Our problem is not just income, but we get sued, and there's a big problem. If I'm sued today, they cannot sue my wife. Why? I have a prenuptial and a postnuptial. In other words, I have a marriage contract. And women go, stop. My prenup and postnup says if I cheat, she gets it all. If she cheats, I get it all. That's all it says. Because you have to have one to separate liability. You see, what happens is it's called cumulative property, cumulative debt. Now, understand, credit bureaus, again, we got to understand this, they don't show house and car on the credit file, unless you screw them up. They look at it to get you qualified, and that's about it. When I created self-reporting for TRW became Experian, that was for house and car, not your silly utility bill, which is Experian screwing up my program anyway. That's called stupid again. And what do we do? So here, we're trying to get you to understand you, which I don't think you ever did, and hear about corpse, owning corpse, and also division process. A division was born. It was created, okay? So let's watch what happens next. You have a car. They talk about you having basically the write-off for the car and all that crap. Then it's basically 6,000 pounds. I guess Grant couldn't get it right when he's saying 55 to 6. I know it's 6,000 period. It's a code, 179. It's simply easy to read, okay? So what happens is you have a car, and your problem is very simple. You have some problems. Your problem is you're the registered owner, okay? I call that stupid. You're not stupid. You're doing stupid. If you're at the Sears or you're at Sam's Club, Walmart, maybe the Home Depot, whatever, and somebody bumps your car, or you bump their car, what's going to happen? You're going to get out of the car. You're going to act nice. All right, do me a favor. Be nice, but shut up. Be nice and shut up. You see, what's going to happen is this person and you're going to exchange driver's license, insurance, registration. Driver's license, insurance, registration, like you see right here. And what's going to happen is your driver's license, your insurance, registration has your home address on it. That's called stupid, okay? You're not stupid. You're just doing stupid. You got to understand? That needs to be P.O. Box, period. You keep your privacy. Got it so far? It's like buying a house to a trust. Nobody knows it's your house. The goal is to play the game to win. So basically, share the live. That's what it says. Share the live with everybody. Got it? Okay. Kill the device and fine. No problem. All right. What we do? See if there's any questions. We go after the questions and answers. Because you can ask any questions you want. Say hi, VP Properties. VP Properties, fantastic. Hi, Sam. How you doing? I see you and your beautiful wife. That's nice. Now let's watch. Okay? We the people, Constitution, Bill of Rights, and everything else. One of my theses years ago, international constitutional law. No problem. Not here to be shaping an attorney, but show you what public record can allow you to do. Today, your car, okay, that you drive today, I don't care about the write-off. I care about what the liability. I want it changed to a division of a corporation. A division of what? A corporation. So let's understand what this means. 1984, all right, I'm doing corpse to corpse like they do here in the grocery store, cities, and banks, no problem. That's the only thing we knew how to do. The reason you see a lot of these, I say called ding-dongs, you need all these LLCs, hey, it's called stupid. They haven't actually got the knowledge up to this day to understand division process. They're doing old school. It's like way a long time ago. It's crazy. It's a bunch of crap. That's why BS doesn't pay your bills. It's very simple. So let's understand in 84 for me. 1984, I get this letter in the mail. It talks about franchise tax fee in California. California has a franchise tax fee, all right, just to say you have a corporation. Okay, currently that payment is $800 to $1,000. So again, they're going to charge a franchise tax fee to say I have a corporation. If you had 20 of those or 21 like that silly guy online going blah, 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 that's $21,000 a year just to have the damn corporation. It's ridiculous and an accounting nightmare. So in 84, I had this problem. I have some Subways. I have some 31 flavors. I got some shopping centers. Subway. I got some, Shakey's pizzas and all these pieces and anything else and some condos and all kinds of stuff. That would have been about $1.2 million to pay franchise tax fee. I did a road trip. I went to Sacramento, California. I asked two departments, could I create, listen to the words, an entity under the corporation, an entity, okay? So I want you to hear the word entity again, under the corporation, not pay a franchise tax fee. I was told to create a form or modify a form, and we'll see if we'll approve it. And now it's been approved by 50 states, no problem. But what happened back then is very simple. Again, owning corps, the change was in 85, 86. So understand something. I could see chapter 18. I'm going to show that to you as well in my head. I process differently. I get visualization in my head, and that's how it looks at things in connecting dots. I can see it. It's simple. It's kind of hard to explain. So I looked at chapter 18, not required to. I looked at basically the SS4. I'll show you that as well. It says employer, entity, or you. That's what it says. So I'm trying to connect dots. I'm trying to figure out how do we do this. Then I look at fictitious business name, and there it is. So mentally, I can see it connecting itself. This is just visions and things I get from, I believe God gives me visions and dreams since I was about 4 years old. So that's how it works. So I'm connecting the dots mentally, okay? And again, just how I do things. So what happens is, okay, divisions. Divisions were created in 1985. So let's understand division. Let's write down 1985. It's no longer corpse and corpse, no subsidiaries, no longer 9 LLCs or blah, blah, blah like they're doing out there today. These are entities. Now, each entity under the corporation could be the registered owner of a car, registered owner, okay? So let's put an R here, okay, and understand what this really means, registered owner. The registered owner of a car is the one who's sued and screwed up, okay? These could be houses, okay? If we had 3 houses, 9 houses, whatever. Because some of you are going to say, oh, I got an LLC, Ray. Oh, goody for you. The LLC is a limited liability company. When it's filed as a tax return, usually becomes S. It's a corporation, by the way, if you don't know that. So again, this is public record. Now we have LLC, LLP, no problem. We have basically a C Corp. We have an S corporation. We have a nonprofit, okay? And then we have what's called a PC. That's a professional corporation. So these are the categories you can pick, and most of you probably have one anyway today. But again, you're going to, what should I pick? Now understand, I've been giving articles of corporation for free for 49 years. A lot of people didn't like the fact that I gave them for free. You spend thousands of dollars with an attorney or CPA or whatever you did to get a corporation, and you got someone who's practicing law hasn't got it right yet. You didn't learn diddly squat. You didn't learn nothing. There's the problem. We have to quit counting on other people and count on ourselves of knowledge. They say knowledge is power, but most people, as far as I'm concerned, are full of crap. That's just my opinion again. So what do? Yes, but how do we do, all right, the P.O. box, all right, then it's simple. Well, here's the thing. Okay, P.O. box, for instance. All right, you're talking about driver's license insurance. Mine is a P.O. box, by the way. My driver's license has always been P.O. box. You can use P.O. box and mailing address in most states. Registered owner, all right, you understand? Simple, lien holder. Let's cut to chase, okay? Every bill you mail out today for a credit card, if you're mailing the bill, it goes to a P.O. box. The banks change their P.O. box 3 times a year. You don't even know this because you're doing automatic payment. Again, where they receive the money is where they're subject to the tax. Public record again. So again, if you need help finding P.O. box or mailing address, the bottom line, we can help you do that too. So what do we do? Let's go back to this. Division process, okay? If we had a house and we had 3 houses in an LLC, one screws up, we lose every piece. When they tell you that a corporation, because I watch this other thing, you got to get an LLC, you got to get this and protect your assets and your family too. BS, 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 BS. Corporation is on Secretary of State's website. It's right there. There's your name, officer. You're the duck, you're the sheep. They sue that, they sue you. If someone says the difference, that's just BS, okay? Let's understand BS, BS. So what do? So let's understand, all right, if we separate liability and create a line of defense, a line of what? Defense. If we today continue and say we wanted to play with real estate, first of all, I don't want a single family house because you're lucky to make $600 a month. It's ridiculous. If you do Section 8, you better have 50 of those suckers. That's how you make the money. If you have a fourplex, that would make more sense because you can turn yourself into the bank. That's what I did when I was 21. I want to be the bank. Now, let's watch over here. Let's go over here one more. You're going to create 3 divisions of you, okay? 3 divisions of you. That's what you're going to do. Over here, you're going to write down division, 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 and put some boxes. I want you to protect your assets and protect your family. I want you never to bring the pain home. There's no reason to bring the pain home in the first place in most cases. Unfortunately, with your lack of knowledge, that was your stupidity. You're not stupid, but we follow stupid. I don't know if you can handle the truth. I hope you can. But again, we all follow stupid. You're going to write down S is 4 now. S is 4, S is 4, S is 4, S is 4, S is 4. The form says, and it's the way it's structured in the first place, all right, employer, entity, individual, person. Your SS5 SSN that you did when you were 14 to 16 or mommy did at the hospital, all right, the bottom line is we're bonded up to $35 million apiece for our government. If you did it at 14 to 16, fine. You didn't read the form at the top, I'll show you that form too. If it was because Nixon took the gold standard out, that means from 71 in August that what mommy did the form for you. See, the problem is we need to pay attention. The SS5 says flat out, do not use for ID purposes, do not laminate, don't carry with you, property of such administration, not you. So you're just marked by a number. That's how it works. So if we're going to protect our what? assets. If we're going to protect the family, what's our first goal? As a man, I'm a man. My wife, I'm a husband, and I have 6 children, 5 girls and a boy. I have grandkids. So for me, my goal is to make the money, take care of the honey, and go kill it. That's it. A man's got to die for his family if that has to happen. We are supposed to be the ones going out there to conquer the monsters. When we go home, that's called shut up and love your wife and your kids. You don't give them your crappy day, okay? In my opinion, that's all it is. So let's understand. We're going to talk about your car, okay? Car has what? A registered owner and a lien holder. They never sue the lien holder. This registered owner of your car will be one of your divisions. So in this box here, you're going to put basically liens or in contracts, first simple. Okay, liens and contracts. Here we're going to put basically supply credit equals cash. Supply equals cash. Let's write that down. This is just cash credit cards. You're going to have 3 entities of you, but they're not filed under you. They're filed over here. Remember I put them here? Why? Because this is a what? A legal what? So everything under this corporate umbrella filed, if it's just a legal person, public record, so are these things here. So again, if we do this correctly, that's why doctors, lawyers, and CPAs sometimes are, they incorporate their own name, PCs. That's a professional corporation, by the way. So we're not here to give CPA advice or accounting, but I'm here to show you what you could have done in the first place today and tomorrow as well, if you want to. It's your choice. Your choice is up to you as we process, okay? So we'll work on the P.O. box to help you with that, okay? Live, no problem. Encourage, this is Jesse, all right, Lopez, fantastic. All right, encourage the lives and share the lives. Get everybody going here. Get everybody out there inviting 20 people right now, 20 people plus you. What's it going to do? We're going to change the world. What's my goal? Change the world. So that's what we should do today. So as we play this game, let's watch. The goal is to win the game of business, okay? What you're going to see is your future right here. This is your future. It's called Reynolds Auto Income. Your future is in front of you. This time when you basically make a New Year's resolution, you're going to follow through. If not, I'm going to push you up the hill anyway. Okay, I don't accept the word no. No means basically no. No, it doesn't mean no. It means because you what? All right, you're a procrastinator and you're killing the dream? No, no, no. So let's understand something. Very simple. Every entity here, okay, for instance, me, I got my first Jack in the Box when I was 19. Here's a Jack in the Box. I ended up owning 31 flavor ice cream places, okay? No problem. Here's Subway, okay? So I get a Subway, okay? All right, here's a Wendy's, okay? Here's an apartment complex. All right, here's basically a fourplex, okay? Simple. So in other words, we're creating what? Division process to separate what? Liability. Liability, because what happens is there's always some turd trying to knock us down. Okay, slip, fall, whatever, all that, whatever happens in life, that just happens. Someone's always trying to sue us and screw us up. If you would have done this a long time ago, you wouldn't be sitting there watching me here. You'd be in one of my groups called the Puppet Master Club. You'd be one of my millionaires or billionaire clients, by the way. Okay? Fine. So let's understand today. Let's look at the Wendy's restaurant you drove by yesterday. You saw one yesterday. I know you did. Right-hand side. Fantastic. Did you go inside and ask for the owner? They're going to say there's no owner because it's run by management. Did you wonder why you don't own the damn thing? See, here's your problem. You've been driving by your capability and possibility since day one. Why haven't you got the goodies yet? I don't understand. You should own pieces, okay? I'm going to line you up to get you some checkbook money. I'm going to help you get some blueprint loans, and you're going to basically put money into an escrow. You own the piece. You own the piece until it burns down or you're dead, which is not going to burn down, and we're going to eventually die anyway. We're going to plan to die. That's how it works. We're not going to make our family get stuck in probate. Only stupid people do that, sorry. That's just my opinion. Because we have to understand how the Gettys did it, how the Firestones did it, all right, how the Hughes did it, how all these other peoples, how the Trumps do it as well, as we play this game. Listen to all the needs that are due, and it's bold, your credit, 850, now, and no credit flows are easy. Well, let's understand something. The credit needs to be a 750 to be a CFO. Okay, that's the ultimate goal, 750. But again, that's only because you're trying to get credit to the corporate divisions. We're going to go through that process as well. 850 is almost impossible. That's perfect score. I don't think you have a perfect score. I mean, mine's an 843. My credit's boring. My wife beats me by 2 points at 844 or something else, and we use our credit as boring and steady. Okay? All right, there's actually only 1.5% in all the credit history that has an 850. And I don't think it's you. Again, the goal is very simple. We don't need 850. We need to understand how it works. So that's what we do. So let's go from here. Let's play. Today, if you give me 10 followers, I'm going to give you a system called winning the credit game, which basically I wrote years ago that they use in these companies out there anyway to help each other. And that's good. Winning the credit game. And winning the credit game is very simple. It helps people. In other words, here, winning the credit game, very simple. It shows somebody what they can actually do for their credit. There's letters to creditors and credit bureaus, how you can rebuild yourself. Because that's what you need to understand. Credit repair, sorry, they lie, and they usually get accounts shut down because not mine, not elite. I wrote a book called Prove It or Remove It years ago too. But again, as I helped set up the system for Ken Yarbrough and TRW Experience. 50 followers get you a phone call with me, live on the phone. 100 followers get you an hour blueprint with me as we're building here. Every blueprint should be customized. So give me followers, share the like, do a DM, share, find the 800 number on the dashboard, the credit bio, and share it and invite people here. Invite everybody you can because you can actually make a commission on things. What do we do? So I've been online or in person for 49 years, 6 days a week. That's right. 49 years in person or online, 6 days a week. If you buy my program or anything I have or my book, I'm going to read you the story. In other words, you're not going to get stuck by not being able to ask a question. I see all this silly stuff out there, and I bought 6,000 books, and the books never showed up. I get an empty box. I don't know what they're trying to do with you, but I see a lot of blah, blah, blah about coaching. That's good. But without rules and tools, it's a bunch of BS, in my opinion. BS is BS, okay? But if the person wrote the book, should they be the one reading you the story? See, that's why I was online 6 days a week or in person, because I don't want to feel bad that I didn't overhelp you. The goal is to overhelp you. Share the live with more basically than 10 friends. Yeah, that's great. Share the live, okay? All right, and what we need to do, because what do we do? Change the world. Now, I'm going to say in the beginning, don't take pictures or record because you're wasting your time. Let's focus on things that matter the most. Is that okay? So let's focus on what matters the most. Now, all right, Huntington Harbor, that's one of the this is the largest U-Dock, Huntington Harbor. My U-Dock, 3 yachts, 2 race boats, Duffys and Sea-Doos in the backyard. Where do you park yours? Where do you park yours? Come on. Because of liability, okay, it's like that race boat that has 3 engines in it. We do what's called a poker run in the harbor to Catalina all the time, all right, or Dana Point, or Santa Barbara, no problem. Unfortunately, when I had the vice president of Bank of America go with us, I gave him a pair of boots. He wouldn't wear the boots, but he wore the helmet. But they signed a release. That is going to go 100 plus miles on the water going, whee, you better hold on. What happens is he broke his toe one day, shoved it under the dash, because we're going plop, all right? And we got to stop. I lost the poker game that day, and the poker run. It's terrible, okay? Now, taking my wife on the race boat, very simple, over to the lighthouse in Huntington Beach and going back into Long Beach, all this stuff was great. On the weekends, we did that or took the yachts. But with my wife, she's a hitter, kicker, or pincher. Slow down, slow down! Yes, dear, okay? You don't want a crazy Colombian mad at you when you're going 100 miles an hour, okay? Because on the water, it feels like you're going 3 times the speed of light, okay? So you don't take her on the poker runs at all. So again, what happens is the liability of that boat. 3 yachts, 2 race boats, a Duffy and Sea-Doos. What do? Every item, I'm going to call it a goodie. Every goodie is a division, okay? No matter what it is, it's a goodie, okay? Every goodie is a division, okay? Now, a division, there's a lot to it. Number 1, you need all of you for that 750 or 800 score, whatever you want to talk about, you need to be in a rapid refresh. So let's write down rapid refresh. You need to let me add history to you, corporation and divisions, history, okay, on a dashboard. I'm an affiliate, 119 creditors. So what do? Rapid pushes scores up and away, the real rapid. Now understand, 48 years ago, you look at your mortgage companies, they call rapid scoring, I call it rapid scoring and refresh. I'm the guy that created it too. Every time there was a problem, I created the solution. You got it so far? It's like the assignment of mortgage I created in 1989. We're going to play that way as well. So every yacht, every race boat is a division. See, what happens is if I have a problem, understand I can disconnect, isolate, incorporate. If I can't save it, all right, this is, again, not here to be an attorney. It is public record. It's called bankruptcy code, and it's Federal Protection Act, automatic stay. See, they did away with debtor's prison in the 1700s. So every goodie is a division. I don't own anything. I am not stupid enough to stand. I'm rich, look at me. That's called stupid. The IRS is listening to these ding-dongs. Watch next year. I know they're on a list. 19 of them, I saw the list. They're going to be indicted next year because I'm rich. You just pierced your veil because you said you're rich. Your corporation's rich, so shut up. But that's just my opinion. We'll see what happens. Now, this is one of the cars. I had a 21 car collection. I was bored. I bought cars. And you see the back, it says Reynolds University, the doors, the windows as well. Here's the keys. Boom, 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 boom. Now, here's two things to understand. When I obtained this Lamborghini, this one, out of the group of Lamborghinis, all right, what do we do? A, it offsets taxes. The payment is $6,900 a month. To run that car, it's $10,000 a month. You got to make sure you're doing $5 million plus before you buy a Lamborghini, unless everything you have is going to go in the car. That makes no sense. But if somebody bumpity bumps in the car, what happens? They would sue the registered owner, which is not going to be me. I'm not stupid enough to be registered on a car. All right? I don't think we're stupid. I think we're doing stupid. You understand the difference? So the registered owner of that Lamborghini is one of these divisions. Why? Because I can disconnect, isolate, incorporate. That created in 1985. You got all these ding-dongs going, you need LLCs. One LLC, irrevocable trust, and a bunch of damn divisions. That's what you need. But again, what do we do? Okay. Now, it's not mine, but I got the keys. Does that make sense? Not mine, but I got the keys. See the doors? Whee! The Reynolds University. Come on down. Why? It's a marketing tool. It's a full write-off, 100%. Wow. This one here, what does it say through Chase? It's a registered to a division of a corporation. Again, I don't have a car. You understand? I don't have a car. So if you're thinking about the little write-off, forget it. Let the corporation division absorb the car, drive a company car. It's a company car. Who cares about the damn write-off? And yes, it's 6,000 pounds grant, not 5,500, okay? Let's get it right. It's under 179, by the way. So if you're going to say something, say the accurate thing, what it is. Okay. So I call this my twins. Got it so far? Twins. Wow. Why not? Heck, why not? Got the keys, but they're not my cars. Wow, we can play. I like that. Boom, 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 boom. See, that's what we get to do. You see, when you're creating $100 million and you create millions and billions, which I did, you get to buy cars because why? It's a marketing tool. You go to the Bonaventure, I'm there 32 years every Wednesday night. Right out front is an end-zone Ferrari, or it's a Lamborghini, my favorite cars. Long Beach Marriott, all right? Orange County, and also Ontario. 4 events every week, 32 years, that's me. Boom, 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 but they're not my cars. I'm not dumb enough to put a car in my name. That's called stupid. And don't worry, we got holidays under the nonprofit as well, okay? Why? Because we get to go on the Love Ride. We get to go to the Love Ride, and Chalk Ride, all these things, and Surges and everything else. Wow! But again, I got a motorcycle license too. We get to play. So now we're going to talk about some more things. Now let's go over here. This corporation, whatever you got here, is going to have an LLC in Nevada when you're in the profit zone, because I said so, in Nevada, and then it's going to have a nonprofit. So put nonprofit. Now, 2009, I am the largest registration in the world. I've sold more corporations than anybody on this planet, by the way, if you don't know that. The reality is we don't need Nevada, Wyoming, until you're in the profit zone. Okay, in 95, all right, everything was Delaware, banks and credit cards and all the things, and they decided to disclose information and a little tax, so everybody ran to Wyoming and Nevada. You don't need that. You're circumventing your state. That's called silly and dumb again. We get to play the game to win, not here to be CPA and attorney. So having those 5 Hardys at one time is fun. My favorite is the Road King. Isn't that nice? Boom, boom, boom. So if the cars are registered to a division of a corporation, if somebody does a bumpty bump, I get to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. If I had to bankrupt the division, then I can say, you can go kiss my assets. Go away. There's always some turd trying to knock you down. There's always some turd, all right? We're going down the 405 freeway. I'm in one of the Lamborghinis. Okay, my beautiful, all right, soon-to-be wife, girlfriend, some car comes behind, flashes the lights. All right, so I slow down and let them go, get around me. Then you get in front of them, they slam on the brakes. Now, I used to be a hothead, and I love to fight. I love to kick ass heads. I got 12 national kickboxing titles undefeated, and I'm going to have some fun. But I remember this beautiful woman next to me is going to be my wife. I took a deep breath, whew, and I got off the beach boulevard, and they just kissed my ass heads. There's always a turd trying to knock you down and give their damn opinion. It's simple. Show me your bank account, I'll show you mine. Show me yours, I'll show you mine. So show me your goodies, I'll show you mine. But again, they're not mine, they belong to the corporation. See, someone's opinion don't mean diddly squat, okay, as far as I'm concerned. The facts are the facts, and BS doesn't pay your bills, okay? Now, let's understand what happens. Every division is entitled to its own credit files. So every division has Asperian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Understand that? How does it basically manage all the divisions? Well, divisions basically are on the same bank account. Let's understand what this means. 1996, okay, I sued the banks, they sue me, okay? They wanted you to have separate bank accounts for your divisions. But then they also double talked and said, well, every division or the money coming in has to be an average balance to get a line of credit. The lawsuit I won is very simple. The bank has to put up to 75 divisions on a bank account. Got it? You're filtering the money into one account to build an average balance. How does it manage? It's very simple. Let's say today, husband and wife, they file joint or separate tax returns. Now we have kids. We can file that as a compiled return. Division does the same process. It's not difficult, but it's a lot easier than having that 21 LLCs, the guys going, all that, but a division process. Now understand, a division is getting the what? The credit, the money to create a liability to protect and to get what I call a goodie. Every division is owned a piece of property. Every bank has a branch number. Every grocery store does as well. So we're going to manage the entities, but I want you to understand the divisions. The divisions have what again? Separate liability if we want to separate a piece. But again, would it be better to have you the duck and sheep or the division? So let's write down, I'm willing to lose the division, not the corporation and my family, okay? It's like when I was in the satellite television business and manufacturing distributorship, I set up one of the largest installation companies in the world called NASDAQ. Every truck was a division, okay? So if you got 126 trucks, it's a division because someone's always going to try to sue you and screw you up. So again, not mine, but I got the keys. Part of the collection. It's just having fun. So the difference is if we want to protect our assets, division process. The S55, Mercedes, voice, command, everything else, okay? There's another goodie. Why not? It's bought at fleet price. All right, the race boats, the Sea-Doos, Havasu, I got mansions and Havasu, Big Bear, and all these pieces. But again, all these pieces are a division process because I don't want to be a duck and a sheep. Does that make sense? There's no reason somebody's a duck and a sheep. We could play the game to win, but again, we need to understand we have liability to what? The division versus the corp and me. They sue a corp, they sue you. That's how it works. They sue the corp, they sue you. But if it's a division, you have the chance to disconnect, isolate, incorporate, and get rid of the piece. Now, I went overboard. I went crazy, okay? It's just a little too much for me. I think it's just nuts. This is my opinion. You see, when I went through the divorce and I basically, got rid of the ex-wife that's a cheater, I read the Bible. It says I can take her outside and stone her to death, but that's not legal. Okay. I gave her $15,000 a week for about 2 years, paid all her bills, and she still says I'm a turd. She's the cheater. I stayed with my kids for 12 more years in separate beds, no problem. $4 at the time. Now I got a daughter and another boy. So I had 6 kids. 5 beautiful girls and a boy and a beautiful wife currently. Okay, and she's going to be my rock till I die. I want you to reach the dream. Do you understand reaching the dream? I want you to think about being the impossible. I've done it all my life. All right, I was born in a taxi, used and abused as a kid, ate out of a trash can. Sucks. So we have the ability to play the game to win. I have trained 50 million people over the years to do division process. Division process, over 50 million people. Okay, again, this is how we play the game to win. But again, following the live, please follow the live, and let's understand how to play the game to win. It's not hard to manage this, believe it or not. Unless you did a matrix like I did, and Craig, my attorney, tax attorney, 20, 30 years ago, got nuts. So what did you do? I created automatic income, $190,000 a month. So every division, let's understand, every division has the ability to build credit. So let's look at basically what's called checkbook money. Here you go again. Again, corporate credit doesn't show up on credit file personal, unless it's a Capital One Sparks, the only one it does. But again, these are $100,000 credit cards. So if we look at these, the POT time, paid over time limit, they're unlimited. They'll tell you they're right up front to you, they're unlimited. The paid over time limit's $100,000, up to that. Here's 99 more cards. Again, all right, they offer you 99 more because that's what the Fair Lending Act says they can do. So if we listen very carefully today, and we're trying to win the game of business, my first series, okay, and we get $100,000 on a card right here, $100,000. If we do 9 divisions times 9 more, you now create $1 million of credit just off an American Express card. There are only 10 cards to play with. The rest are crap, in my opinion. But again, this is my opinion. So what do we get to do? We get to play the game. I would like your 2026, you don't break your promises to yourself, and you follow through on those New Year's resolutions. I'd like to basically hold your hand, and we're going to get you where you want to go, if you want. But again, some people like to stay down. I don't know why. So I accomplish every goal I ever had. And I'm talking every goal. I don't stop till I do. And when I was 10, I'm kicking the door jam. I kicked the basketball hoop at T-Week of junior high, read your newspaper, took a picture, and said, why boys can jump. You'd think they would have got it then. This light was only 13 feet. 2 steps and I'm kicking the light. That's just how I could do things. 13 feet. So I accomplished my goals. I don't have excuses, okay? So what happens is very simple. Everything I do is a goodie. All these goodies, no matter the helicopter, the yachts, whatever it might be, Lamborghini, Ferraris, and pieces, they're goodies, they're divisions. All right, not really having a house as a kid sucked. We moved 24 times. By the time I'm 11 and a half years old, it kind of sucked. Every piece of property on the 5 islands in Huntington Harbor are divisions. There's a tenant who could slip, fall, and sue us and screw us up. Division process. Now understand, when you do real estate, it's assignment of mortgage. You can split deed units as well under the LLC and LLP if you know how to play that game too. But it's up to you. The goal is to build a blueprint. Now, let's go back to 1976, a long time ago. My first books and CDs to help the world because I wanted to change the world. I thought I created something nobody knows. It's a secret. Not a secret, but let's tell everybody, okay? 76 is corporations owning corporations like banks and like I did over here. But again, that's 1980 or 1976, okay? And now it was very simple. This corp owning corp. I drive a Lamborghini, got $1 million in the bank, having fun. And I'm going to West Coast College. So I didn't go to high school. That'd be a waste of my time. Anybody can master and read the book and pass the test. It's easy. Life's test is what you have to master. It's going to knock us down and get up 1,000 times again and again. Faith and persistence, 100%. Now, when I created this to come to the public eyes in 1976, I was 16. I had a beard at 12. So the reality is, what did you do at 16? About it? I don't know. What do we get to do? We get to play. My next series that I created, I wanted to call it Books for Dummies. Why? Because when I do something new, I feel stupid. I really do. I don't like change. I don't like new, but I force myself to get through it. So that's the ultimate goal, is to get through it and master it. So today I'd like you to think about maybe that scan code. If you want, take a picture. And what are we going to do? We're going to talk about the 12 books and CDs. In other words, here's a book for January. Here's one for February, March, all the way through December. And now you have 1,000 rules and tools. Every book actually masters the rules and tools. At the end of 12 months, you have $1 million structure, $1 million corporation. You have to fill out the applications. When I put it out there years ago, they said the world's not ready for it. Too bad, let's get ready for it. I called it the Millionaire's Founder's Kit. Okay? I also nicknamed it the Blueprint of Success. I own the rights to that. Sometimes I have to tell a couple people quit using that because I own the rights. So I hope you took your picture. You took your picture, right? That was sold at the Bonaventure for $5,000 a set. Orange County, Ontario, okay? All right, Long Beach. Right now, you can take the QR code and you can scan it and you get $500. I'd say do it now, $500. There you go. Get the whole blueprint. Now, understand something. If you got that today, you're stuck with me. That's right. I'm going to read you the story. That way you can get God's glory. That's how it works. What are you going to do? Simple. What He gave me, He'll give you. We're going to be online 6 days a week. We're going to be classes all Saturday, 6 classes as well, and some on Friday. So you're stuck with me. I'm going to read you a story. I'm going to answer your questions is the bottom line. We all have a sad story. I was born in a taxi. They didn't want me. What can I say? I got to be a Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell. Now let's think of this. Let's see if we can actually can relate to this. Martial arts, when I became the janitor for the studio in Torrance, or they had what's called the defensive circle. So that means if you put your hands here, they teach us if they get close to you, it was very simple. Then you back up and get into your stance. Me, it's very simple. I call it basically as you back up, it's basically back up or go forward. This is kiss. This is hug, ready to kill. I call it hug, kiss, or kill. That's what I called it because you got to protect your assets. So debt sucks. Happy face is good. There's the devil. There's all those people talking about you going blah, blah, blah. Do you ever feel like you're in the middle going, you're a pincushion? So let's play, let's win. Okay. It's a mindset. What does that really mean? It means mentally you have to figure out what you're doing with you. I always looked at this my way, and so if I can touch it, I can kick it. That's what I did. If I can touch it, I can kick it. The reality is that's what I did. I got to millionaire status, all right, 14 and a half. I got to billionaire first time 21 incorporated status, 2.6 billion 26. Before I died in the coma, 3.7 billion of structure. It's not my money. Again, it's the corporation structure. I'll never say I'm rich. I think stupid people say that every day, in my opinion. But again, I'm going to say see it, believe it, go get it. See, there's nothing you can't accomplish today, and it's up to you as well. So let's break it down, okay? If you see what you want today, like house, okay? House. Let's say today you have a house. Did you do escrow close, homestead trust? No, then do the pieces you're missing. Or did you get the money for the house? Well, I die in a coma in 2009, come back and basically, all right, everything in the process 2011. What do we do? Simple, my wife and kids in the car. Now, understand, I have my 3 divisions of me, okay? These are 3 divisions of me right here. This is what I did, very simple, and I went into what's called Pathlight. Pathlight approved us for $840,000 house. I said, honey, find one you like, what they have in their inventory, or find the one you want us to buy. All right, of course, my wife found a 4-bedroom, bonus room, pool, spa, 3-car garage in Anaheim Hills. So that's what we did. 12 months later, from lease to turn into mortgage. So there's always a way to get the house, okay? When you hear some ding-dong that says, you shouldn't buy a house, when he's standing there in a $54 million house, it's ridiculous. You're comparing stupid to people that need a house to offset their taxes. They're not stupid. Anybody who does that, I think, is just stupid. I mean, why would you piss away that kind of money? $50 million, hell, that could do $1 billion in business. I mean, this is ridiculous. Car, what is it again? Division process. Where are you going to get the money? I don't know. Here's the problem, okay? On my dashboards, this is about $42 million of credit. I have $62 million of credit on dashboards, supply, vendor credit, all these pieces, because I'm an affiliate. Simple. I don't believe in trade lines. To me, that's fraud. So no trade line crap. That's just my opinion again. So what happens is, like the corporation has its own credit file, so does every division, how I multiply credit. So how do we get the money? Write down checkbook money. When you see some of these people, you can't go to the bank and get a loan for your payroll, blah, 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 blah. Hell, Navy will give you a line of credit for payroll and equipment. This is ridiculous. So understand something. You can get $50,000 in less than 2 hours if you know what you're doing. So again, don't listen to the you can't get this BS. It's a bunch of crap. I tried their program for my clients, and it's a broker giving me 64 calls a day. It's ridiculous. Write down checkbook money, okay? Write down blueprint loan. Got it? So if we build our CFO like you, we're going to build you, and we get corporation division credit, we get to what? Accomplish the goal. Money. Your problem is you. You never thought about owning the Wendy's restaurant down the street. You should have. It's $1 million, Ray. Yeah, okay. Me plus 9 clients with $100,000 of credit. We're going to write a check, all right, into the escrow, and now we own the Wendy's. We're each going to get about $10,000 a month to auto income. See, I don't want your money that goes in escrow, and I'm going to do what? Buy it for you and get a little piece? That's not going to happen on my watch. You're going to write a check to escrow. You own that piece again till you're dead or you. You're going to remember what a legacy actually should be, because I'm going to help you build your legacy. Very simple. Greetings. Greetings to all of you as well. Follow the live and create. Tap the, again, tap the screen. All right, show the world everything we're trying to do to help you. Now that we've got our 1,000 followers as well, I'm going to go out there and just change the world again and again, like I did before I died in that coma. Okay, credit score. Let's understand something. Today, if you, whatever dashboard you look at, you have this heartbeat. It's right here. Heartbeat's right there. Okay? So getting to 750, we're not going to use credit repair, because first of all, they're supposed to be bonded in a nonprofit and something Jehui. Well, maybe they can help you a little bit, but they're going to lie. That's okay. It's if you want them to lie. Anybody can get their credit score up 200 points. All right, this is about 828. This is about a good average of people, all right, from there, from a 600 score. That's usually 90 days, but again, the office says, let's say 6 months to a year. Okay, 6 months to a year. If you did everything I told you to do, it's 90 working days. This is a 79 to 700 score, 155 points. Okay, here's another 100 points here. Here's the points here. Okay, it's simple. Let's understand the rebuilding process isn't lying, it's telling you the truth. So again, we can get anybody up to a 750 score. Again, that's up to you, and we're going to hold your hand, and we got paralegals and all these people to help you. But again, you can do it yourself. Get the free book. Get the book you want to pay. That's up to you. So what if we see it, we rebuild you, we pray, and we go get it? Is that okay? That's what I've said all my life. See it, believe it, go get it. I wrote that when I was 12 and a half, by the way. So what do? I think we follow stupid. Sorry. Look at what he's cutting the wood. And we watch funniest videos because look at the stupid things they do. It's funny. But again, I think we follow stupid. I don't think we're stupid. Make sense? So maybe you can understand that as well. There's 1,000 steps, I call rules and tools, to build the structure of a $1 million corporation. If we have one card today, only one, unlimited, pay over time limits 100,000. If we had 9 more, now we have $1 million of credit. Remember something. Your goal should equal to your credit. Your goal is $1 million company, get $1 million of credit. Whatever your goal might be, okay? As we do this, you know, they nicknamed me the Godfather of Credit years ago. Been on radio and TV for almost 50 years now. The Millionaires Founders Kit, I want you to focus on that because that's the foundation. You all should have a copy of that right away, but it's up to you. Again, it's going to give you the structure you need in the first place. So, sold at the Bonaventure. Again, all the 4 hotels every week for 32 years. I used to be the second largest advertiser in California, writing checks for millions of dollars and my info commercials and all the things we're doing. I was training some of Russ Dalby's people, Carlton Cheese, David Delgado, and all these silly people in the past, and our locations in Utah and everything else. But it's up to you. I like to hold your hand and we can teach you how to play. We all have an old blankety blank day. There's me. 2009, July 4th, we took 72 people out of one of the yachts. Why not? My wife wanted to do that. It's the middle yacht, okay? There on the next day in a coma, okay? Coma. My wife freaks out. I'm at the hospital. She took me to the hospital. I can't move. She thinks I'm dead or whatever. She just wondered what's going on. She calls my district manager, Ron, basically in an office in One Technology Drive, Irvine Spectrum. Instead of coming to the hospital to help and ask, can I do anything for you, he goes to the office, U-Haul truck, steals books and CDs. Who do you trust? Again, this is what happens. My IT manager, Tom, sold my websites and phone numbers to the highest bidder because I have 50 million people in the database. You see, I used to do things with George Putnam and all kinds of other people as well. But again, he sold it to a porn site. Please be careful. Please be careful. Who do you trust? So here's the Millionaires Founders Kit. It was sold for $5,000 at the hotels, no problem. All right, the office sometimes sells it for $3,000. Today, if you want, you can basically take a picture of that scan code. And what you get to do is very simple. The Millionaires Founders Kit, you can scan it and buy for about $500 today. Now, if you're real estate, let's understand real estate. This is the assignment of mortgage that I created in 98, actually 89, by the way. From there, Homestead Block or UCC and Chatham Mortgage. And again, financial series. This is buckets of money, tax balancing, be in the bank. So again, you can scan that as well. And what happens is usually that's about, at one time they were sold for $10,000 a set. But again, you get them for a couple $100 now. Now, 2009, everything's great. We take one of the yachts in the backyard to watch the fireworks. Okay, no problem. We enjoyed that day. Ever since I was a kid, everything turns into 100 million to $1 billion anyway because it's just simple to do. All right, I have the ability to do that all the time. But it's not me, it's the corporate structure and division process. Each division has its own credit files. So what do we do as we play? There's me in the coma. Take a picture, Google the address, find out I'm not fully, you know what? See, I think the truth should set us all free, but unfortunately there's a lot of BS out there. And BS doesn't pay your bills. That's the bottom line. So what do? I'm laying in coma. Tax attorney tricks my wife to sign a POA. The nurse asked my wife if I was a donor. My heart stopped at 5:41 on July 5th. Okay. So again, they're asking these questions and it's freaking me out. I can hear things, I can see things, but I'm there. It's like I'm in a dream or whatever it is. I got a choice that day. It was stay in peace or go back. My wife's freaking out. I said, go back. That's what I did. The machine went beepity beep. The nurse dropped her clipboard and, hey, he's alive. I wish I could have went boo. It would have been funny at least. Hey, you got to look at the best. That's what it is. And let God do the rest. My life has been crap a lot of times as a kid. Moved 24 times by the time I'm 11 and a half years old. Okay, and that sucked. But the reality is I've been shot 3 times. I've been knifed 6 times. Getting to go to school in Watts, Torrance, and Long Beach and all these good areas. Again. But for me, I'm always going to say always good, always good. That's the mindset. See, I don't let someone steal my peace. When I was being used and abused as a kid, they're going, how you doing, little boy? Always good. Thank you, Jesus. Simple. So, men, please listen to this. I wrote a book for women and men called Bite Your Tongue, Love Longer. Bite your tongue, love longer. You see, when a man yells at a woman or says something he can't take back, it's called crap. A woman has her what? Tape recorder on. My wife has 28 personalities. I don't like number 26 and 21. But again, I fought with her when we first got married. I wanted to see who was going to win the battle. Why fight with that queen and that beautiful woman? No, I learned a long time ago. Bite your tongue, love longer. Okay, it's very simple. Why would I want to argue with her? Okay, I'm not going to win anyway. Just no. If I have a crappy day when I go home, it's simple. I leave it behind me. She's my queen. She's my peace. I'm going to grab her. I'm going to kiss her, and I'm going to love her. That's the goal. Even though she comes out with her zoo, following her behind her anyway. My wife and her zoo, skippity-dippity-doo. And my son, I wrote the book for him, named the best friend named Pooh. So let's understand, if you want to yell and scream, please do it outside. That's the only one who wants to hear you, okay? It's called man up, because that's what a man's job is to man up and conquer for his family. We have to plan the problem, because there's always something going wrong. There's always, you know what happens? See, when you get to the first million to billion, that's fine, but what happens, you get hell all through the process. No matter what money you got coming in, it's crap. I mean, I listen to certain people, basically like Kevin, go, well, the first million's hard, the second million is, and from budget, it's not. It's all hard. Who said it's going to be easy? It's faith and persistence. Now, we have a problem today, okay? In today, you're going to get in a bumpity bump. We don't know when, but somebody's going to scam you. I got whiplash. Ah! All these attorneys that got indicted about 6 weeks ago in Los Angeles, all right, doctors, all right, chiropractors, and all these phony people. Oh, you got a bumpity bump. You got to protect your assets. If you don't protect you, the problem is you're a duck and a sheep. This coffee house, very simple. This is on Channel 7. It's a coffee house. So what happens, okay? That is a client. No, not yet, but afterwards it was. That is a division. See, here's a problem. Here's a nice guy. He's looking around. What does he do? All right? He doesn't notice there's cameras everywhere. What does he do? Oh, goodness. Oh, I fell down. Help me get up. Blah, blah, blah. That's what he does. Okay? Lucky they can see his BS. So understand, he wants a lawsuit. Somebody wants to sue somebody to screw him all up. The reality is he made his family proud, huh? Not really. Okay, so this is crap. I want you to protect yourself in that car registration. Everything you do, protect you as a division. Write it down again. I'm willing to sacrifice a division, not the corporate, my family. Now, I want to change the next generation. Is that okay? Can we change the next generation? All right, greetings. Greetings to all of you. Again, all you need to do is very simple. DM me. All right, love me. Put on the screen. Share this live with everybody. Live, share with everybody. This is the book. This book helps the kids in high school and college set up their credit files for free. Free! It's actually a free download as well. Any kid in high school and college, okay? We're not going to get a secure credit card, okay? That's ridiculous. You need a Capital One. Watch all these ding-dongs. You need Capital One to start your fire. Now, give me this crap. You don't need a Capital One. I usually get 2,000 to 5,000 on a blank file anyway on my dashboard. Worst case, let's say you don't want me to do it and set up the file, get the free download for the kid in high school and college, then you're going to get an Open Sky. OpenSky.com. It's Capital Bank. Why? There's no damn inquiry. See, unfortunately, the lack of knowledge is there's stupidity out there going blah, blah, blah. I don't like blah, blah, blah. I want you to play. I want you to win. I want you to basically get that free download. It's right there to scan. Code 800-254-9506-2. You get stuck with me. Isn't that okay? See, the goal for here is anything you do with me, you're stuck with me. I don't have excuses. You will never invest anything with me unless you're going to invest and get 10 times your money back and get into an extra piece. But what you do, you sit at the kitchen table with your friends and family. Oh, goody, honey, we're going to start a business. Oh, goody, goody. We're going to jack up our cars. We're going to drop the score, get stuck, can't get anymore. We're going to hawk our house. We're going to pay over you and me. We're going to be stupid. Well, that's what you did. I call that stupid. Why would you bring the pain home? What's wrong with you? I don't understand. And I set up the system behind the scenes training Yarborough, late 70s and 80s and 90s. All cards fluctuate. Need a sticky. We got to dummy proof this, dummy proof it. Because sometimes we're all a bunch of dummies. This is a 50,000 card. This is a 10. What do you want? 2 of these? No, 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 stop. The way it was designed is the oldest card, the 20% rule that I created, and it's about 8 cards that are fluctuating. All right, and they basically, what? They fluctuate. You're going to get 10 of these, 8 of these, whatever. If you use a $10,000 credit card today, if you use more than 29%, all right, it gets into the yellow, then the red. At 50%, your building is on fire. Ah! 29% below is the goal. Now, again, Credit Karma kept saying 42% during the pandemic. I threatened to sue them a couple times as well. It's always been 29%. I wrote the rules and tools. Now, then the excuse is, I had an emergency rate. Stop it. These don't fluctuate. They're paid over time up to 100,000. They're unlimited anyway. They don't want. So if we're going to have an old bad day, week, or year, we're going to jack these up. See, bad days don't last forever. We're all good people. But bad crap happens to good people. So if you do this my way, what do? You never bring the pain home again. Why did you do it in the first place? Why did you do it in the first place? So you're going to say, I didn't know any better, eh? I've been teaching and preaching for 49 years. Where you been? Where you been? In live and in person. All right, where you been? Remember, your paycheck. If you get one, it's an SSN, the 1040, you tax before you get the leftover. We look at the SS4 form, it's right here, it's public record, not here to be CP an attorney. It says, what? Application for employer. Line 1 says entity. The other part of it says or individual person. Are you a person? See, it's a universal form, it always has been. So if I can create, listen to the words, if I can create an entity under the corporation called a division, I'm allowed to set up credit files. Entity. Debt follows tax ID. Debt follows SSN. I could learn to play, and if I have an old blankety blank day, what do I have to do? Disconnect, isolate, incorporate. We protect the corp and the family. Isn't it the goal? We all need an income to pay our damn bills. Someone says, don't have a house, that's crap. Because he was dumb enough to buy $50 million houses, a couple of them, kind of stupid. Don't compare that to the average person that needs help. And please don't put them down saying if they're not making $400,000 a year, they're a loser. That sucks. I hate people who do that. They're bullies. The old days bullies, we just take them outside and spin kick them. But you're not allowed to do that anymore. Okay. So if we play this game to end, what do we do? Okay. The NACB certified me, all right, as the number 1 controller worldwide. This is based on the National Association of Credit Bureaus of America. We play the game to win. If we're going to win, let's do it my way because your way sucks. Is that okay? I think your way sucks. Follow the life and create, follow the life, great. DM, have some fun. Here's Brandy, okay, like the whiskey, she says, okay. All right, nice to hear, hope her back feels better. I mean, that's the reality of life, okay? At her age, her back's gonna hurt a little bit. She's gonna love that one. So what do? Fluctuation. All cards fluctuate, but two. So if we got the discipline down, we understand how it works, okay? I just got lucky as a kid to be used and abused. I got to be set up a system behind the scenes. It's like when Kenyor Pearl and I wrote that book called File Segregation in '87. I didn't like it. I felt he wanted to lie. I don't want to lie. Your divisions take 90 days, Ray. I don't care what they take. If we create the ability to plan the problem, you know what card to jack up when you have a blankety blank day. Simple. Give me 10 followers today, I'll give you winning the credit game, free. Give me 50 followers, I'll give you the 50-minute phone call with me. Give me 100 followers today, simple. I'm going to do an hour call with you. It's called a blueprint loan. And the blueprint call, I'm going to blueprint you personally for an hour with your partner of life. Those are sold up to $5,000 a piece. It would be free today if you give me 100 followers. Now, let's focus on public record. This says Chapter 18. Let's understand Chapter 18. Now, I'm being used and abused by the whole family and all this other crap as a kid. She told people don't talk to the piece of you-know-what in the corner. I'm that piece in the corner. They said at a poker game, a corporation's a legal person. It's right there. So you can all find Chapter 18 as well. So understand what that means. It's a legal what? It's a legal what? And it says may sue or be sued. So if you have a corporation today and Secretary of State's website, it's on the scene, it's there, they can sue, that can sue you. But again, we look at 17900A3 again here. It says not required to file. When I was 9.5, I thought that was wrong. Yeah, I went to the library starting at 7.5 years old. I'm trying to connect the dots and create a blueprint. That's what I wanted to create. So this is called winning the credit game, by the way. There's two variations of this. So if we take winning the credit game, and I want to create a division of me, let's write it down, division of me. As long as it's filed under the corporation, it's a division of me. Again, 3 different types, and the ability to play the game and what, not bring the pain home. I want a backup for a backup. That's just me, okay? So here you could actually scan the code, right there, scan it and get a picture and get it for free, if you want, simple. It'll help you. But again, what are we trying to do? I want to change the world again. It took me so much to get to that 1,000 followers on TikTok. Thank you. Thank you, people that helped me. Thank you, TikTok, and the things we do, because I want to blow up and change the world. I want to change the world, everything we can. I'm going to be challenging a lot of people, they're blah, blah, blah. All right? I got recall in most things, and IQ of 203 at 14. Fun. We're going to make sure you don't get a bunch of BS anymore. Because guess what? Ray Reynolds is back. We're going to have some fun. SS5, it's right there in the corner. It's right there. Most of you didn't pay attention, neither did Mommy. The SSN is 1040 tax return. So we fill out the form, or Mommy did it for the tax return to be taxed, and we get the leftover. We look at the SS4 right there, employer, entity, individual person. Are we people? Yes, we are. What do we have to do? If you had 3 of those of your name, did it the right way, you can actually have 3 chances to try. All right, as long as you're trying, you're not dying. If you're not trying, you might as well be dead. If you have the intent to do fraud, I would testify against you in a court of law. So do this the right way and make sure you honor your debt, because that's what you need to do. You can't be a crook. So what happens? Line 1, we're going to put your name there 3 times. We're going to create a division of you, and you're going to become a certified CFO. Would that be okay? We learn how to play the game to win. What do? The dashboard that I established in 1987, it allowed me, understand this, very simple. It allowed me 4 variations to create an instant credit reports. Instant reports called Experian, Chadru, and Equifax, right there. So I have a choice on the dashboard. I get to pick SSN or SS4, it's right there. This is for employer, it's person, corp, division, or subsidiary. So 4 categories. A person get a tax ID to a division, a corporation, a division of me, and also a subsidiary. So we could play this game to win if we want to, but it's up to you. Never any intent to defraud the creditors, please. I don't want to have to go in court and testify, get you in court of law. You're going to tell the truth. That's how it works. Now, let's say you're backed up on your credit. If you have questionable credit today, your biggest problem right now is your lack of knowledge, is your stupidity. We're not stupid, we follow stupid. Your debt to ratio on your credit cards needs to be 29%. You need to pay them down. You have 2 choices. Increase the limit, pay it down, that's all you got. So that's what you need. We'll get the money, Ray. Supply credit to the corporation turns into cash. I obtained up to $53,000. This will get up to about $51,000. So you can reduce your debt. Again, it's going to take a little extra time to do. It's about 45 more days. You play, learn to win. 18 years ago, I got credit applications in the United States of America Incorporated to put division process in every application. Comma, slow me down, so the pandemic. Okay, what do we got? Every cash application you can find today says accompany DBA or division process. It's right there, which means I can get these cards and division cards at the same time. I can get what's called division cards and expense cards. So if we did this correctly, we could build the foundation to build the credit to finance the dream and offset the taxes and get our income. Got it so far? It's like a gentleman this morning, Ray, we're barely making it. What do we do? Nonprofit. Nonprofit, you get the exemption. What do you do? A nonprofit corporation gives you an exemption. What does that mean? Well, they're giving grant money out, city, state, federal, okay? If we had a nonprofit exemption, like I help people get all the time, but be careful. There are companies out there that want to charge you $15,000. I'll put you in a workshop. Get the exemption. That's like the golden ticket. Grant money for an opportunity to help more people. You can get a paycheck now. You can enhance your paycheck if you want to. What do we do? So let's understand as we get things and things that we're trying to do. Follow the live, as basically follow the live. That's great. Here we go. DM me from there. That's great. And follow the live. Share the live. Share the live with everybody you got. Let's get 100 million people here right away. We got 8 billion people to play with. That Lamborghini, okay, and all the cars we showed earlier, it's a division. I didn't guarantee the car is me. I wouldn't do that. It makes no sense. So the car, okay, the division bought a car here. There's a division. I guaranteed it as Ray Reynolds SS4 because I'm allowed to. So there's the SS4 to guarantee the car. A division of me. Like when I signed the lease of this building, it's a division of me. Well, we don't want to guarantee the building as an SSN. What if the building doesn't work? What if we want to grow? What if they get stuck? What if they're not nice to us? What if? Plan the problem. A division you can disconnect, isolate, incorporate, and if you had to, you can throw it away. Again, you don't hurt the corp or your family. That's the goal. Why hurt corp and family? All right, there's no reason to. But again, we have to structure, as you as CFO, build your personal credit, corp and division process, and we give ourselves a fighting chance. 97% of businesses fail right now as of today. That means 3% have what they used to say, a pot to piss in. Okay, the rest are all screwed up. So if 97% give up, right? The 3%, what? Let's turn the 97 to 3% and make everybody win. We could actually win the game. That car division, lease is division, every house is a division, because you have a tenant that can still fall and sue you and screw you up. Then the LLC, you're screwed and screwed up, sorry. The daisy chain process, I created that basically in 1889 and 98, just having fun. Daisy chain of credit, more cards and more cards. So, all right, my favorite people were basically, all right, all the rich and famous. I wanted to study them. The Rockefellers, write down Rockefeller. See, some people tell a little piece of the story. There's more to the story. Rockefellers are my favorite ones for no probate crap. Kennedys, Hiltons, Firestones, Gettys, and Fords. There's no reason to bring the pain home in the first place. I'm going to throw a lot at you tonight because here you're here for the first time or two, and I want to make sure you understand. I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way. No one's going to let you down. The only one to let you down would be you, and that would suck. 10 followers, books. 50 followers, call. 100 followers, a call blueprint. What do? We go back to basics, always back to basics. I learned this when I was 7.5. Do you understand that? Mrs. Hope had a poker game of all these rich and famous people. Library, Torrance Police Department, next door is the library. Man, what does this mean? She walked away, she was rude. 5 minutes later, she came back. Here's a marker, here's a book. Okay, book. I'm looking for a blueprint. I didn't find one, so I wanted to create one. What does it say? May sue or be sued? What do? The lie. If somebody says today, if you bankrupt your corporation, you get another one, that's a bunch of BS. Why? What is the truth? You're on the bank account, you're on the officer's list, if they sue that, they're going to sue you in most cases, not here to be safe an attorney. You signed for the car, you signed for the building lease, you signed for the credit card. Doesn't that make you a duck and a sheep? If you had a division of you can circumvent that. You can make sure you protect the family at all costs, but it's up to you again. Today, if you have a corporation, this is your assignment. I want you to basically interview yourself, look in the mirror. I want you to look in the mirror today and say you're fired. Fire yourself, first of all. Next, I want you to go to the Secretary of State's website, sos.whateverstateyou'rein.gov. I want you to check your corporation and find out what address you used for the corporation. Sorry, 78% of you used literally your home address. That's called silly and stupid, sorry to say, but it's true. You don't let the state sell you in a mailing list. You create a line of defense. A line of defense is what everyone needs because we want to win the game of business. But again, we don't want to bring the pain to the corp or the family. Take a picture here. There's your future. That is your future if you let me do what I do best. Okay, that means you're going to basically invest into an escrow. I don't want that money. I don't touch the money ever. I call that Ponzi. When people do that crap, no thank you. What's going to happen is you're going to invest. Storage unit is a stupid business. That means everybody who's stupid can own one of them. Even me, okay? What do? We're not stupid. We got to understand. I didn't know what to call it. I called it auto income. 17 and a half years old, creating money all the time, having fun, driving a Lamborghini and Ferrari too. Simple company cars. So watch. We have, Santos is my vice president of the company. We've lined up about 50 escrows so far, about 51. We're going to line up basically a couple billion for next year. Would you like to own a piece of something? Okay? Would you like to own part of a Wendy's or storage unit laundromats? I wrote the first book on laundromats, car washes, printing companies, payphones. That was me, by the way. Now I got clients out, you need one of these. No, you don't. You need to own it, not rent it. You got it? You own it. You're an investor now. What do? I'm going to create your list for you. You're going to be on the phone with me for an hour with your partner of life, no problem. I'm going to create your list for daily, weekly, and project list. I'm going to give you your steps in writing, what you're going to do next. I don't want you to think. The more you think, the more you screw it up anyway in most cases, sorry. I don't want you to think. I treat all my clients like they're 2 years old. Because we're going to do it my way, not your way, because you had your chance. You're 35 to 75 years old and you fall what? You feel disappointed? Your friends and family, someone ripped you off? Let's go kick some ass at. Let's go win the game of business. I'm going to treat you like a 2-year-old and I'm going to be Humpty Dumpty time. We're going to give you pieces you're missing. Is that okay? Now, you're going to write down 2 things. You ready? I'm going to give you a lot of information today. Okay, because I need you to be ready for this weekend if you can play with me all Saturday as well. And even Thursday and Friday. You're going to take and go through your house today. You're going to videotape your house. Okay, this is what I said. And your office too. House has a deed of trust. Car has a pink slip. Let's write that down. Now we're going to get a UCC1. Write down UCC1. And write down irrevocable trust. I'm going to teach you not only to live, I'm going to teach you how to plan to die. And your family doesn't get stuck in a probate no matter what you do. Is that okay? But again, it's going to be up to you to follow through. Where does the goodies go when we're dead? Simple. Irrevocable trust. Connect to yes to an LLC if we do it the right way. Not that it's going to pass you into this other crap I see out there. You're going to get an LLC to use the corporation and manage. Siri, this is stupid, I'm sorry. Asset can't be part of the same corp. Because what happens is you got to sign something. You're the duck and sheep. So let's do this. Let's play my way. Now, you're going to ask yourself a question. Well, how many divisions do I need, Ray? It's up to you. Division process, let's understand what happens, okay? Divisions can project up to $250,000 per entity, okay? Proven through basic auditors as well. So we have to decide what we're trying to do. I'm going to tell you flat out, I'd like you to have 18 divisions. What does that really mean, 18? Let's watch. If I have 9 divisions, that'll equal, all right, 9 divisions, right? Let's do that. Equals 100,000 credit times 1, that's $1 million. $1 million of credit just off an Amex card if you do it right. Then I need 9 locations of something, a Wendy's, a Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, or whatever it is, or apartment complex. So I need 9 more. Now what happens is 18 divisions equal $100,000 a month of auto income. That's what it does. 18 divisions can, if you do what you're told, will equal $100,000 a month income. All right, and that makes you $1.2 million per year. So when that guy puts you down and says you're not doing $400,000 a year, calls you a loser and a piece of crap, don't listen to stupid people like that. Only stupid people say that. It's not nice, it's mean, it's cruel. Everybody's got to start somewhere. He did. He had to borrow the money. Simple. We're going to play my way. This is in my books 40 years ago, updated all the time. Very simple. Been out there teaching and preaching for 49 years, in person or online. You get stuck with me. And that's the goal. If everything you buy with me, you're stuck with me. See, that's a division under a corporation. 3 subs, 2, and 1 more. That is 16 under one entity. Subdivision, especially for apartment complex. What does this mean? You can create up to $16 million of credit there. Each division has its own credit files. Each division can have $1 million of credit. That's winning the game of business. My problem I had basically in 1988. I have $53 million of credit cards, and on the dashboards, and they're shrinking my limits. If you don't use your card, they shrink the limit, especially at the end of the year. All right, because they got to borrow money and loan money and everything else they're trying to do. 1988, they're shrinking my limits. It's freaking me out. What do? I went to basically the library again and again, and so what I did. Library time. I looked up and found C190 down. All right, C191D. Okay, it said a corporation can loan out money privately, and that's what I did. So I set up a matrix. I get 53 million. I'm going to set up 3 matrix. That's what I did. The first matrix, and then I created a book called Buckets of Money. Buckets of Money. What I did is I took 4.6 million of credit, and I loaned it out to Buckets of Money. This is where I created Homestead Blocker. UCC when it chat a mortgage. The loaner, if I basically wanted to buy their house or whatever, we rent it out. Certain things to protect yourself. If the tenant doesn't pay, you still win. That's the ultimate goal. Play in the game to win the game of business. There's no reason to lose in the first place. 4.6 million. And I created a matrix of 190,000 a month. That's in 1989, by the way. And the notes behind that were $1 billion. Why not? Why not? Why not? So I've been doing this fun stuff most of my life, and that's what you get to do too. Up to you. But again, what are we going to do next? All I know for me is I accomplish my goals. I don't have an excuse. I'll work on the goal till I accomplish it. I don't give up. And that's what you got to understand. I hit the light with my head and my foot that night. It's only 13 feet. 2 steps from the back wall. That's it. Up, up, and away. I jump over 6-foot lockers for the fun of it, too. Every goodie is a division. Why? Because I don't want to lose the corporate in my family. That's the bottom line. I finally got a family. Why do I want to bring the pain home? This represents up to $2 billion in real estate at one time. This represents 21 cars. They're not mine. I have no ideas. I have no asset, no money, no nothing. I'm broke, but I'm a puppet master. What is a puppet master? Someone who controls everything, owns nothing. Okay, that's the way it was designed. All right, that's what basically all the people do, rich and famous people back then. Rockefellers, they were the greatest at this. By the way, that's 1,013 divisions. 1,013. If we play, every one of us get $1 million of credit as well. The goal is boring and steady. Can you write down boring and steady? I've been teaching and preaching boring and steady for 49 years. Is that okay? See, I didn't want to run a business. I just want to own it. I want to be the bank. That's what you do. You become the bank. I'm going to blueprint you. Today, I want you on the phone as soon as possible for an hour with your partner of life, your spouse, whatever it needs to be. We're going to talk about past, present, and future. Past, present, and future. We're going to talk about you have a problem with American Express or Chase. Did you file bankruptcy? Did you seal the record? You don't seal it, it's going to keep coming on and on. Credit bureaus do not talk to the courts anyway. They never have. It's called basically statewide. They report it because you didn't seal it. It's right there. So the credit bureaus tend to lie a little bit, okay? So past, present, and future. Do you have a tax lien? Did you solve that problem too? We need to build a blueprint so the past doesn't chase your future. Family, you got that? Corporation or LLC, what do you got? Do you have 18 divisions? You need that, minimum of 18. That's the goal as we play. We're going to plan to live. We're going to plan to die. Irrevocable trust. That's the goal too. We're going to plan in case there's no what day, or what year, what month. Well, again, we get to play. The car, as you know, has been a division process, as I said earlier today. Division. Now, house is got by for the trust in the future, buy through the trust. That would be the ultimate goal, so nobody knows it's your house. I created cash flow for your time 1975 and 76 in my books called Winning the Game of Business. It's in the book on page 6, paragraph 3. Other people use the goodies. That's just a typical thing we do today. Auto income. You can basically take a picture of the scan code. Very simple. Okay? All right? We sell these for up to $5,000. The office today is giving it away for $2,000. For $2,000, you and your partner of life can get into a blueprint with me, and I'm going to be on the phone with you for 2 hours, or a Zoom or a Teams meeting. Scan it. What's going to happen if you do it while you're online with me now? Now. Afterwards, it goes back to the normal price. You're on the webinar with me now. The ultimate goal, if you did it today, it's $9.99. When I'm done talking, they're going to get you for the $19.99. I give you a discount. Why? Because I'm the founder. I don't get a paycheck. I don't get commission. All right, this is very simple. This is my time. That's what it does. So again, what is our goal? Winning the game of business, the ultimate goal all the time. The entity. 1984, I didn't want to pay franchise tax fee. Create a form or modify one. This form said husband, wife, and partner. Chapter 18 said what? Don't need to require to file one. The S is for, what did it say? Entity, employer, or individual. I can see this connecting the dots in my head, and that's what I did. Your corporation is going to have a division number 4. You are going to do exactly what I tell you to do. Don't be offended by that. There's no mistake. You're going to win this time. Why? Because I'm going to make sure you do. I'm in every escrow period, and I don't want to lose. I don't lose. So what do? Your corporation has number 4A division. One of my corporations is going to be number 4. We're going to position basically a 4B and C, maybe a D and an F, okay? What does this mean? You're going to own a piece of something. You own the piece. I don't know why you didn't do this a long time ago. I don't know why you haven't been here before. I've been teaching and preaching for 49 years. We have for commercial and all the things over the years. It's very simple, but again, it's up to you. You're going to do Boyne and Steady. We're lining it up. Would you like to play yet? You could actually be an affiliate of ours and help other people. That's cool. Again, you can basically take a picture and scan code that as well. There you go. What do? Always good. It's a mindset. This world is mean and cruel, wants to knock us down sometimes. And the people around us, sorry to say, but a lot of them are turds. Protect yourself. Always good. Thank you, Jesus. I want you to look at Analytical 750, okay? I know we have Credit Karma out there. Sorry, I don't like them. Why? Because they have no phone number to help you. They don't have experience. They were indicted 6 times. They should have been fired a long time ago. Analytical helps a little more different. I like them because they have all 3 agencies, which means Experian, Treasury, and Equifax. We need that. The banks pull Experian, if you don't know that. Chase, cards, personal and business are interest up to 22 months. So we definitely need Experian.com. Okay? But it's in the Analytical 750. Scan code. All right, scan it right there. Sign up for that right away. They're going to charge you $25 a month. They're going to call you every 46 days. They're going to analyze you first time for free. And they're going to basically tell you what's next every time. Their app's going to the App Store as well in this next year. And what do? They're helping about Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Treasury, and Equifax business reports. One app to do it all. That's what their ultimate goal is. So again, take a picture, QR scan, sign up right away. See, we got to understand how to play the game and win. But don't worry, you're stuck with me. You're stuck with me every step of the way. So here, you can basically, the library, and what you get to do, scan code. And also, there's a book or 2 for free. All right, starting out right for the kids. Let's make sure they don't screw up like we did. If we take corporate credit, we have the ability to do one thing and get to the golden dream. Let's see, what do we have? We got a question. How to avoid Amex, all right, on be reducing credit limits. The problem with Amex, they're a pain in the ass. They're great cards. Can they reduce you? Yes. What happens on Amex when they log into your bank account, they want to see 30 transactions and $100,000 a month. If you're not doing that, they shrink the limit because you lied to them, and not you saying, if you lied to say your projection of income is blah, 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 then they shrink the limit. There's the problem. Now, I'm the one who got them to do the POT, by the way, paid over time limit 18 years ago. Everybody used to complain, let's do it at the end of the month. Well, the points you get is, 10,000 points for every $60 you earn. It kind of pays for itself. How do you get them to stop shrinking it? Exercise the card, know what you're doing, and multiply the card. It's going to be up to you. Again, they want to see transaction based. They want to log into bank accounts. If they log into an account, you get to see 30 transactions and making money. They don't tend to shrink it. They increase it. It all depends what you're doing, what your actual projection was, and what is really the truth. Now, if we take checkbook money today, we take our Amex as well, or basically what? Lines of credit. What is my goal? If we build foundation, build you up to be a CFO, the corporation division has credit to finance itself. Debt offsets taxes. Borrow money is not taxable. So if we use this money to put some in escrow, what do? You get auto income. This is a fourplex, a Wendy's, a Jack in the Box, whatever you want it to be. Again, that's what you should have did a long time ago. I'm sorry you didn't do that. But again, that's today for tomorrow. Do you want to be a millionaire? Please say no. It scares me everywhere you go. How rich are you? All right, I'm a billionaire. Look at my plane. Look at my boat. Oh. Yeah, right. Okay, anybody who spends $15 million on a damn house and pisses that away when you can turn that to $1 billion in real estate, I call that stupid, in my opinion. But again, that's just my opinion. So if we look at being a millionaire, no. No, you're not allowed to be a millionaire. Ever. Ever. I think the IRS is listening. Watch what happens next year. How about a millionaire corporation? How about you do what I want you to, because basically your age, you didn't listen before, 35, 75 years old? Let's go get it this time. You're stuck with me. All right, I have a 97% success rate. Only 3% fall out because they screw up the program. So let's get you a corporation with 9 divisions for 9 lines of credit and 9 locations. Is that okay? That's $1 million corporation. There you go. That's $1.2 million by the year if you do it right. So now you have $100,000 income coming into the corporation to absorb it. Now you get a paycheck. House offset the taxes. Wow, we get to break even. See, your life's your income. So let's develop a lifestyle that we can break even anyway, okay? We get to play. I like winning the game of business, don't you? But again, it's repackaging you like Humpty Dumpty. So division process. If I set up a division for you, I'm going to charge you $1,000. I'm using my dashboard that was set up in 1987 that sets up a division for, all right, and what do I do? Experian, change, and Equifax. And tax ID when I ask for separate billing. In the beginning, we're going to talk about history. If I add history to you corp division process, that's all you need, I can get you cards. Divisions, understand, I don't need tax ID until I ask for separate billing. Until then, I don't need it. So again, let's daisy chain credit. Let's understand something. All right, and the bottom line is how we play this game. So let's take a picture. This will show you the office sells them for $1,000 each. Experian, change, Equifax. Would you like credit with or without? It's right there, 3, 9, or 12. It's up to you again. And that's what you get to do today. Now, me, I'm on a live webinar. I give discounts only during the webinar. And if you don't do it during the webinar, all right, I'm going to say you blew it because you didn't do it during the webinar. I don't get a base and a commission. You can even call the office. They'll write it up for you too. Again, that's an opportunity of now. But if you procrastinate, which is the killer of a dream, that's on you. Procrastination is the killer of a dream today. During the webinar only, until I'm done talking, that is 9 divisions at $9.99. It's a giveaway. They're usually $1,000 each. It's $100. It's ridiculous. 18 is $16.99. There you go again. What do you get to do? You get to play the game and win. There's the scan code, okay? Scan it now. Or call the office as well. Again, what do? Don't blow the opportunity. Because if you don't do it now, you're going to get stuck. That kind of sucks. If you want me to help you build credit to you personally, I'll do that and rebuild you. Every program, let's write it down. Every program comes with rapid rescore every time. And it's rebuilt in analyzation. Analyzation all the time and analyze you and basically history transfer and process. This is guaranteed every time we carry a $5 million bond as well. As long as you don't screw it up, you follow through, you're going to win the game of business with me. $25,000 in credit today. It's usually 10%. Office, they're going to charge you $2,000. You save $500. There you go, $500. Simple. All right, scan code. Again, pay now. Get that discount right away. It's all you need to do. If you don't get the discount, then again, they're going to just charge you more. That's how it works. $50,000 of credit, usually $5,000. Discount today is very simple. It is $29.99, $3,000. You save $2,000. Again, this can be few corp division process across the board, but it's going to be up to you anyway. There's a scan code for that too. Very simple to do. Again, the opportunity is up to you. If I need $100,000 credit, I want that for personal, yes, and maybe $100,000 for business. I want $200,000 credit. I think that's the ultimate goal, but that gets you to literally about $100,000 a month. So if we did this today, instead of the $8,000 discount was, it is $5,000. There you go. Have price today if you did it during the webinar. It's very simple. And you have a scan code for that as well. You have to decide what level you want to play with me and what we need to do next. There you go, scan code for you. We play the game, we get to win. Now, if you need to call the office and talk to a specialist right away, 800-254-9506. If you use a card, they do charge 5% more. But these are discounts during the webinar you can get now. After I'm done, they will go to normal pricing and gives you the chance. I want to get you to get basically off your what? You're kind of stuck. Kind of sucks. Let's go do it. Let's get it done now. There's your scan code as well. Now, time. I find people, Ray, what did you do? You know, how do you take it fast? Stop. Sundays, my wife and daughter are shopping or my son's in a class or something. I don't like watching TV. It's boring to me. I'm going to go to the office and do some work. I get here usually at 3:15 every morning. I'm going to go live and have fun. All right, see, understand, I get up at 2:25 or 1:45 every day. Why would I want to sleep? I get a couple hours sleep. It's all I need. It's all I ever need. You see, I learned as a little boy, I got to get up at 2:25 anyway because the abuser will get me at 2:30. So I've been programmed that way. Find your me time. Get rid of the excuses. Okay? Excuses. It's very simple. Get up earlier, find your me time. Become a puppet master. That's what I want you to do. I want you to focus on 1,013 divisions. But that's billionaire level. If you want to get there, I'll help you do that too. I have billionaire clients as well. I'm also the Incorporated for Rich and Famous People. Give me 10 followers, winning the credit game from 50 followers, 50-minute phone call, 100 followers a day, an hour blueprint, you're stuck with me. Ultimate goal again, what do? We get to play the game to win. I want you to focus here. I believe every one of you in the next 90 days, if you're structured and everything set up, can get into an escrow. Again, we might put $25,000 down in a little piece of something, get auto income. But again, if we have a bigger chunk, what do we get to do? Your projects are going to be up to you, but these are the ones I play with for 49 years. I want you to focus, and I call it auto income. So today, what's going to happen? We're lined up about 51 of them now, up to $1 billion so far. And next year, we're going to line up more billions of dollars to do this. Your goal is very simple. It's up to you. So it's just how does it work and all the things we do and follow the live. That's the goal. Follow the live. Tell everybody about me. There's your future. I don't understand. You drove by it all your life. All your life you've been driving by these things. Why didn't you think of opportunity? Who owns it? Who owns it? Very simple. All right? So affecting escrows, and how does this affect against it? Well, the reality is the tariffs. Let's understand tariffs are one thing. It's just very simple. Car situation, all right, they mark up the car 60% anyway, and they get basically 3% from the manufacturer. Tariffs aren't going to have anything to do with real estate because we're going to go to auctions. Right now in January, your banks have auctions of fourplexes, apartment complexes. There's a lot of websites to find those today. But also there's different types of loans to play anyway. Tariffs have nothing to do with it. Because the reality is, if we're going to make money, we just basically raise the credit limits. See, the goal is going to be up to you. Don't get stuck in the tariffs and anyone else. See, your problem is you're going to get stuck in the bouncy ball the world's doing. Create your own circle. Your own circle. All right, let's go get a piece. No matter what happens in life, during pandemic, before, even I died in a coma, the Wendy's restaurant you drove by is still there. Out of all the Wendy's, they've only lost what? Okay, less than 3% over the years. It's there, it's there, it's there. Storage unit, laundromat, car washes. So find a business that's auto income. So what does the tariffs have to do with it? Nothing. Again, your goal is to play the game to win. If we want 10,000 to 100,000 a month, it's based on how many division counts you have. It's the division count. That's how it works. If we take the 150s checkbook money, we take the 250, all right, here, blueprint money, or different types of loan, what are we going to do? Projects. Today, if 3 of you plus me, 3 plus me, I'm in every escrow with you, okay? I have more to lose than you do, by the way. So if I lined you up in the lines of credit, now you got what? 25,000. Here's a product we want. They want 100,000 down. Okay, 100,000 down, no problem. Well, I don't want to put 100,000 down on that car wash. But if I put 3 people plus me at 25,000, we now have it, and it's seller finance. We're putting the 10% down. Now we create up to $3,200 a month after the bills are done. You're not rich, but you have $3,200 a month coming automatically in, and the corporation absorbs the money. We're not rich. We don't want to be rich. We're puppet masters. Again, we do it again and again. If the next one's 50,000 down, you take it from the line of credit again, and what do? It's a storage unit. It's a fourplex. Now, 3 people plus me, we put more down. That's 200,000 down. That means we create more money. More down payment, more positive cash flow, more what? Auto income. It's how it works. Numbers don't lie, only people lie. That's up to $5,600 a month. Again, we're not rich. Okay, we don't ever want to be rich. If we take, all right, 5 people plus me, that's 6 people, 75,000 down as a deposit for each one of us, what do we got? Up to $7,500 of income. Numbers, again, never lie, only people lie. That's how it works. If we needed $2 million down on a project or $1 million, what do? There's a project where they wanted 20% down. We got the seller finance to take 10% down. We put 9 people plus me, and what do? There's $1 million down. They got what they want. We close an escrow, we get $96.20. $96.20 is an auto income on a monthly basis after the bills are paid. Again, we're not trying to be rich. We have to focus on income first, take care of our family, be thankful that God gave, and build us through the division process and make sure we don't bring the pain home. And if you want to get rich, no, the answer is no. I'm not going to help you get rich. I'll help your corporation get to billionaire if you want, but it's going to be up to you as well as we play this game. You'll become a puppet master, by the way. So the entity that you'll have under the division that I said with credit, dashboards, and all the pieces is going to own a piece. Your entity is number 4A. And other people have B, C, and E, and F, okay? Mine will be 4. We're going to play in an escrow. I never want the money in escrow, ever. Don't touch that money. You put money in escrow. You get a piece. You own it forever. That's the ultimate goal, own it forever. Looking to move into escrow, well, that's the ultimate goal, okay? All right, from there is what we need to do is basically have some fun as we play this game to win. But again, it's a game. Not everything works, but we're going to get to the point where we're tenacious. Now here, this is 90 days. Let's say you want to play for 90 days, okay. 100,000 of personal business credit. I'd like to have 200,000 of credit, by the way. The blueprint call, the monthly calls. Every 3 weeks you're on the phone with me. We got to check the list what we need to do next. We got to make you that CFO. The 18 books and CDs is the full blueprint from Real Estate, Financial Series, and the Millionaires Founders Kit. Divisions 18 usually is about 18,000 bucks. It's $1,000 each. Today, the office had it listed, and list is normally $10,000, no problem. You could do that. Their discount was $7,000. If it's done during the webinar with me, it's $5,000. All right, it's $4,099 if it's during the webinar. If it's not, then you'll talk to a specialist, just pay a little bit more. It's simple. That's all you get to do. What do we get to do? We get to play the game to win. There is the scan code you can do now. You get that order processed at the $5,000 versus the $7,000. But again, this is how you save money. You do it during the webinar with me, or you call the office right away. Now, the goal for me is to play with you for a year, if you allow me to, a year. I like to play for a year. What does that mean? See, you're going to get an escrow. Let's say the first escrow, you get $3,000, $4,000 a month. I don't care if you get anything. That's the goal. Is we're going to get positive cash flow. So we're going to get, let's say, $3,000, $4,000, whatever it might be, and that's good. But now you're not done. That's only one piece. The only way to build it up and away to $100 million is doing it again and again, bigger projects as well. But you got to get your little projects under your belt first, okay? So if we play for 12 months, you're going to get probably about 6 to 10 escrows. My goal is 10 escrows, period. I'm closing over 51 escrows next year, and I'm a part of every one of them. By the time I'm done, it's going to be over 100 escrows, and I own 25% of all these things. That's the way you build structure with people and help them. I've been coaching people for over 49 years and having fun. So here's 200,000 of credit. Here's a blueprint call, 12 months of coaching, and it's usually 27,000 bucks. It's expensive. But again, you're stuck with me for a year. The goal is to be winning the game of business, winning the game. So what do? Now, let's say today you want to do that, be one of the 40 people. Because I can only coach 40 people at the time, because I do 3 calls and a broadcast every day. You could put $2,500 now, again, now, and that would be the goal to do it today on the live with me. If you make the balance right away, you could do that and still get 200,000 credit. If you don't do it right away, then they're going to give you 100,000 credit only. You discount the credit because they had to carry a balance. If we do this correctly, that's usually $19,999 as a discount. The extra discount with me while I'm on live with you is $10,000. If it's done for 10, you get the 200,000 of credit, the division process, and you're stuck with me. Call the office, they can work out payment arrangements with this as well. But don't argue and get a problem. Hey, ready off for 10. No, it's 10 during the webinar. It's you. If you need to break it down, you break it down with a specialist. There is your scan code. Simple. It's a now. Get the discount right away. If not, you call the office right away too. It's 800-254-9506. Use a card. It will charge 5% more. There's a scan code as well. the ability no matter what you do. Understand, you're stuck with me every step of the way. You're stuck with me. That's how it works. I'm online 6 days a week, classes all the time, and on Saturday there's 6 classes that are live. And on Friday as well, some live classes. They're all live. If we position ourselves for American Express, one of my favorites, but it's also one of the 10 I like. These, again, personal and business, they don't fluctuate. They offer 99 more cards. I think that's crazy. But again, like I say, they want to see transaction base. If they shrink your limit because they log into your account, you don't have the financials behind it, they're going to shrink your limit all the time. You projected bigger than you're actually creating. So they will shrink limits. What happens with me, I have the bank accounts that can justify, all right, literally millions and billions, but again, I'm going to show one that shows I can have $1 million a month. That's it. Again, I'm going to give them what they want. They want 30 transactions and 100,000 a month. Easy, okay? We're going to give them the right bank accounts you're connected to with me. We're going to get 9 cards. No, we're going to get 9. I think 99 is crazy, but that's just my opinion again. Play the game. My cards don't actually decrease, they increase. Okay, even the black cards as well, but again, that's just business process. We get to play the game, we win. These people here got 240, 165, 125, and 210 from there, and the goal is always, always using it for buying a franchise, a piece of something. Buy a piece, own the piece forever, and the bottom line, don't get stuck in a probate even when we die and our children and our family. There's a way to structure it the right way. The Rockefellers had it down, and that's what I studied as a kid. I think they had the best way to do it anyway. Today, help me help you and other people, no problem. You can become an affiliate, okay? You can make money. Again, what do? We just help more people. That's the goal. Give me 10 followers, winning the credit game, okay? It's free, 50 followers, 15-minute phone call. 100 followers could be up to 1 hour with me in a blueprint call. That's very simple. We get to play the game. Today, I threw a lot at you. The bottom line is simple. I'm online every day, okay, live. And the price that I gave today will change by tomorrow. This is the first time we have the ability. We got past that 1,000 followers. Thank you, TikTok, and everybody who helped as well. Thank you, Jesus. I can help more people. As we blow this up, this is going nationwide again and again. All right, the goal is to help people every step of the way. Look behind that curtain every day. That's the ultimate goal. And what do? We stay safe, we stay strong, we do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. Today, what I offered is good today, okay? If it's not done right away, because in about 5 minutes, they're going to leave the office anyway at 5 o'clock. I'd tell you to use the scan code, buy it now. The goal is very simple, get the discounted price today. It's been fun, but I want to change the world, and I want you to help me change my world too. All right, so basically like and subscribe, that's the ultimate goal. All right, what do we have to do? All right, debt off taxes, well, that's what happens. Okay, borrow money is not taxable, the things we look to do. So like and love me, everything else, please. All right, join the party. Let's have fun. Let's change worlds. Let's change lives, and let's do this. Let's do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And never forget at the end of the day, God loves us all. Call that office number now, 800-254-9506 to get the price of the day.